Hey, what is good, guys? It's TKF here, not Giant Garchomp 1, and I just want to say a big congratulations to him for reaching the 50 subscribers. It's a huge milestone when you first start out, and congratulations to him. His hard work has really paid off, and yeah, I really hope he gains more subs that he does deserve in the future. So here I am narrating this battle for him, so I hope you guys enjoy. So he's going to go ahead and lead out with his Emboar and switch out, predicting the fake out presumably, and the opponent does indeed just go for the fake out with his lead Hariyama. I'm guessing this is going to be a Flame Orb set. I haven't seen this battle yet, so I'm kind of narrating as I'm going along. Okay, it is indeed a Flame Orb set, which is great. That does tell us this is a Gut set. So he's going to go ahead and go for the Guts boosted payback. It does a decent amount, seeing as it did go first in outspeed. I'm guessing he thought it would be slower, but that's not going to be the case, so it's going to do minimal damage, and the Slowbro is just going to fire off a flamethrower right there. So right now the opponent's going to withdraw his Hariyama, probably in his best interest, going to go out into his Roserade, predicting him to switch up his moves and go for the water type move, I guess. So good play on his opponent's part. But yeah, unfortunately Slowbro gets the crit right here, doesn't get the burn though, which is obviously nice for the opponent, not too nice for Giant. But anyway, it's going to switch out his Slowbro right now and go out into his Mew. I'm not really sure, maybe just to scout or maybe for sleep fodder. But either way, the opponent does go for the sleep powder right here, going to be able to put his mouse to sleep. Now he's going to go ahead and get his Mew out of there and switch out into his Butterfree. Maybe, ooh, okay, maybe it's a Venomoth. Maybe predicting the stab move, but the opponent just goes straight for the poison type move, which is fine because Venomoth does resist that being part poison and part flying. But anyway, gonna go for the sludge bomb again. It is doing a decent amount. I mean, it looks to be a 3-hit KO from there, obviously easy 3-hit KO. But the opponent's life orbed. The Venomoth's just gonna be able to fire off that psychic right there, and that's gonna be enough to take down the Roserade, being super effective. So Roserade's going to go down. It's not looking too bad. The Mew's asleep, that's not too bad, but then again does have the Slowbro and the Venomoth out, so that's great. So the opponent's going to go out and go into a... what is that thing? My god, that's like Dodrio. That's it. So Giant Garchomp's going to go out into his Mew now, probably as fodder or in the hopes of waking up. Going to be one of those two. But yeah, the Dodrio is just going to go for the return right here. Kind of worrying. It does a decent amount actually, more than I thought it was going to do. But the Mew's carrying lefties, so that's always great to have that residual HP building up, I guess. So alright, I'm going to go for it again. It's almost going to take it out, but not quite. And unfortunately, the Mew doesn't actually get the weight here, which means unless it has a form of priority, it's going to be taken out this turn, which it looks like it doesn't. So the return is going to be able to finish that thing off, which is kind of bad actually, but then again it was sleep fodder anyway. So in comes the Slowbro right now. Not really sure what it has to worry this thing, but it is indeed going to scare the opponent out into his Claydol. Not really sure what the opponent was predicting here. Oh, Thunder Wave, okay. Great play on the opponent's part. So it's going to take this opportunity to set up his Stealth Rocks with his Claydol as the Slowbro just goes for the boiling water right here. It's probably not going to do anything if he does get the burn, just because obviously Claydol is a stalling poke normally with Cosmic Power. But anyway, that super effective Scald Stab does quite a lot of damage. He's going to want to get out of there. Goes into his Gardevoir to pick up the regeneration off the Trace, which is nice, because for the Flamethrower here doesn't get the burn unfortunately, and is going to be forced to switch out into his Venomoth. Probably a fodder, yeah, just as fodder at this point, just a scout. And the Gardevoir is just going to go ahead and give the Shadow Ball, so that does kind of reveal that he does have a super effective move, so he's probably not going to want to bring in his Slowbro again. So he's going to go into his Heracross, probably just assuming that this thing, well, if it is choiced, it's going to have to switch. So he does indeed switch. He goes into Cobalion as Heracross goes for the close combat, which is a great play on Giant Garchomp's part. Great play. That means he's going to be able to almost knock this thing out without even having to worry about it. But by my accounts, if it's Scarfed, it should outspeed. He does indeed outspeed. Going to be able to fire off that CC. That will finish off the Cobalion right there. Unfortunately, it's going to be at -2 defense and special defense, but not too big of a problem, seeing as this is a Moxie Cross, a Scarf Moxie Cross, I'm presuming, seeing as he did outspeed the Cobalion, but it might have been a defensive set. So anyway, right here, he's going to switch out on the Dodrio. Going to go ahead and go into his Slowbro again, probably thinking it can take any hit. And he does indeed just go for the return right here. It's going to do a decent amount of damage. Slowbro is kind of bulky anyway, so it's not really too big of an issue. Going to be able to take that. Has the lefties, like I said, residual HP. That's all good. So he's going to go out into his Gardevoir again now, probably to trace the regeneration again, knowing that if anything should happen, he could switch out and gain his HP back. So the Slowbro just goes straight for this gold right here. It does get the burn this time, which is kind of bad for the opponent because residual damage does stack up after a few turns we've all seen. So going to be taking that burn damage now, which is bad. So he's going to switch out Slowbro right now and go ahead and switch into Zap You Dumbass, which is a Shofu reference. Going to go into his Zapdos, probably the best thing actually, because Zapdos is quite specially defensive. But the Gardevoir opts to go for the trick right here. Now that's not too bad. Having a Zapdos tricked is not bad at all, especially if it's a Scarf. Picks up the Specs though, not bad. Would be bad for me seeing as I run a Banded Zapdos, but Spec Zapdos is not bad at all. As long as you're running speed investment, you can't really complain. So Gardevoir is going to switch out right here, go into his Claydol, probably predicting the Stab Thunder type move, Electric type move, sorry, but the Zapdos just going to go for the hidden power here. I'm presuming it's going to be Ice. It's going to be super effective anyway, going to deal a decent amount of damage. Is a really good prediction there. So opponent's going to switch out his Claydol, probably wanting to save it for later. Going to go out into his Hariyama, not really too sure why, probably just to soak up this HP. Again, not really too sure what it is. It could be grass, could be water, could be ice, could be many things. But it doesn't hit this Hariyama super effective anyway. So after the burn damage next turn, I believe the Hariyama's going to die if it's Life Orb, but it's not because it's Flame Orb obviously. So in comes Slowbro, going to take rocks damage, not really going to do much. Just going to go for the Fake Out because it's obvious and it's a free hit, why not? So after that the burn damage is almost going to take it down, doesn't quite, and it's going to be able to get off a Guts boosted CC. It's not really going to do too much seeing as it is resisted, being part Psychic and whatnot. So going to get the defense and special defense lower, and not that it matters, the Scald is easily going to be able to take it out from there, being stabbed. Useless crit on top of that, just kind of salt in the wound really. So again, like I said, residual lefties great, and they're going to go out into his Gardevoir right now. Not really too sure what it can do, although it did trick off the Specs, so now it's free to basically use whatever it wants. I'm guessing it's carrying the T-Bolt, and that is why Giant Garchomp switches into his Zapdos right here, probably predicting that. Let's see what he does have. He carries the pressure though on the Zapdos, but no, the opponent just goes for the Shadow Ball, seeing as that is also super effective. But Zapdos can take that pretty well, like I said, with the natural defense bulk, special defense bulk. So going to be taking damage from that burn, and going to be able to hit the Zapdos with a Psychic now, being able to outspeed, and that will actually be enough to finish off the Zapdos right there. Looks like Giant Garchomp has one more poke left. I think it might be his Heracross. Not really too sure. Yep, goes out into his Sap Zebra, which is Heracross. It has the overconfidence ability, but Shame's not really. Oh, we might get to use it actually. Opponent switches out into a Claydol, and that is the end of the match. So I guess the opponent ran on something, but anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I really wish you success with your channel, dude, and yeah, I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, that wasn't the end of the video. The opponent did win with a Scarf Dodrio left, so it was a 1-0 victory for the opponent. But anyway, go subscribe to TKF because TKF is amazing, and I'll put his link and the opponent's link in the description. And I love you guys for subscribing, and no homo, and just keep subscribing, guys, and peace out.